Shanti, in reincarnation, uh, is the soul involved in reincarnation? Where is it involved if it is?
Yes. If you look at the chart, God or Supreme Consciousness is universal consciousness. And all of us are, all the living creatures are spark of that consciousness or reflection of that consciousness. So this is called Brahman, universal self, and Atman is individual self. We are individual self. Individual self is pure, just like God or Brahman. But when it is contaminated with a wrong identity, what is contamination? To believe that I am the body, I am the senses, I am the mind, I am the emotions, I am the intellect. Once that identity takes place, then it becomes Jivatma. Jivatma is similar to soul, I don't know, just very close. So soul is Atman, which is contaminated. Jivatma is Atman, that is contaminated. Contaminated means it's pure, but in illusion it believes I am bound. And this is why we become soul. And because of that, we look for fulfilling our desires. That's what it is. We are energy. In our mind or ego, we have desires. And to fulfill desire, that energy produces body, whatever is necessary. So, as we have desire, our body chemistry changes, with our thoughts. Same way, desires are not fulfilled in this life, then still the desires survive. When we die, body goes to 5 elements or dust to dust, mind or energy goes there, but mind, the unconscious mind, the sanskaras, everything we have accumulated through all the incarnation, that thought, that desire, that power survives, and it chooses right environment, because entire universe is interconnected. See, there is no distinction. So the soul or Atman that is contaminated becomes Jivatma, after death gets attracted to right kind of parents and then gets incarnated. Right kind of parent that would have genetical benefits, advantage, social advantage, and also we have free will. Like from childhood, we have deep desire, besides the parents. So we have free will also going with that. So they describe very cruel people and very spiritual people have hard time finding the parents. So that's why the soul hangs around until right time comes.
Wow.
For average person, they find the match. And this match could be anywhere in the world because there is no distinction. So really somehow it works out. This is the theory. And some of the experiences or some of the experiments, they show it. Like, on TV they show, like some young boy, and he remembers certain thing, and actually he was wounded by a bullet or whatever, he died, and the mark, he is born with that mark, and he describes, and this is my house, is my parent, and parents don't believe, and finally they check out. So there are so many such cases to show that there is some truth to it. But soul, that goes on. Now Buddhism says it's just not like individual soul chooses, it's just overall it goes, and at randomly things happen, but these are all up to discussion. But overall, understanding reincarnation, that we can see that there is something before we were born and something afterward, then we can say entire universe and connection and continuity, it gives us some kind of peace that whatever we are getting is that what we deserve. And what we need to do is in our hands to change our future. So it gives tremendous hope. But to understand Buddhism to understand Hinduism or Vedanta philosophy, reincarnation is absolutely necessary, because it's just everything is based upon it. Or if you want to understand quantum physics, you have to believe permanence of consciousness and permanence of energy.
And everybody being connected.
And everything is interconnected.
Yeah.
These are the three basic concepts of quantum physics. So if you look from all this standpoint, it makes much more sense. And then we have to experience for ourselves, that is what it's about.
The Tibetans have a precise system of the Ordo, right?
Yeah, take Bardo, the book called Tibetan Book of the Dead. So one of the Buddhist monk went to Tibet and he did all the research after death and the journey. Padma, his name was
Somehow.
Padma Sambhava.
Yeah.
Padma Sambhava he took to Tibet, but he saw people were not ready in Tibet, so he hid the books. After so many years, when recently somebody found the books and they got translated, and it's called Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Of the dead?
Tibetan Book of the Dead, Bardo, they call it Bardo.
Journey through the Bardo. Takes 30
Like it
days.
takes-
They have it. I mean, it's really.
Never heard of it.
Okay, like 49 days, 43 days, something like that.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, so many, this
Yeah,
journey of the
precise.
soul.
It's amazing.
Yes.
What's neat?
So to be practical, we have to live here and now.
Yeah.
But to whatever extent we see the impermanence of the things, we find greater joy and freedom.